Monica West and Jenny Kim, both neither here right this second, right? But we welcome them in abstention. Is that the word? Correct word?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Also, Amy Fiorito and Stephen Yang all joined up this week, and we're excited to have all of them apart. They each have like a special little moment I've had with all of them. So welcome them. Thank you, Tiffany. I'll get it out in a second. Thank you, Christina, for referring Jenny Kim, and thank you to Jacqueline James for referring Amy Farida. Right? There you go. Red Day. It's a coming up. It's a coming up. We are going to do something similar to Red Day, Thursday, May 9th. For those of you who don't know what Red Day is, every year we do a day of service. It's surrounding one of our ex-CEOs' birthdays and Mother's Day, for that matter. Her birthday's on the 11th, I think, every year. No, it's my wife's birthday, but it's around that same time. It might be the same. And we kind of we do a group charity kind of day of service. Last year and the last few years, we were working with Hope of the Valley, a really amazing organization that works with homeless. With transitioning homeless people into back into jobs, back into homes, all of that. This year we're going to be working with the Alcott Center, which does a similar has a similar kind of vibe. The Alcott Center is more mental health services, and so the Alcott Center is a nonprofit organization that has provided community mental health services since 1979, offering mental health and supportive housing services to adults with low or no income across LA County. We removed the barriers to access to mental health services, including support for a variety of interconnected challenges for those that are not able to afford them. Mental health awareness helps reduce stigmas, promotes empathy, and encourages open conversations about mental health concerns. So we are going to be doing, one thing I know we're going to be doing is putting some bags together for welcome bags, but also we're looking to do some other activities there at the center in Culver City.
I saw that. What's the address?
Oh, gosh. So each kid, well, what was the response to that?
Sorry, the address will be on the last.
Okay, all right. So yes, this is part of what we're going to do. We're going to be building hygiene kits. These are the contents. Each kit will include personalized card from the recipient of the kit. So start thinking about what you're going to write on those cards. Shampoo, soap, conditioner, washcloth, towel, comb, mirror, cotton buds, my favorite, toilet paper, toothbrush, toothpaste, and floss. Everything I use on the daily. There it goes, Jefferson Boulevard, Culver City. Bam, right near the Culver Steps, I think is where it is. Does that make sense? No? That's not Jefferson Boulevard?
No, they're on Culver Boulevard in Duquesne. That's
Culver Steps are on Culver. Sorry.
That's all right. I'm flexible. Broker class today. What is Rich talking about today? The AVID. Join him today at 4 o'clock. He'll be on Zoom. That is today. And he will be going over the AVID, Agent Visual Inspection Disclosure. All right. Also, tomorrow. What's for lunch, most importantly? Lunch and Learn with Andy. What are we talking about tomorrow, Andy?
We're going to talk about Buyer's Advantage, some different tools and things like that. Casual, open forum.
Ask questions,
Yep.
See how we're going to, what life may look like in the near future. Yeah.
Can
get a general sense of who thinks they're gonna come tomorrow? I'm not committing you by name, I'm just trying to get a sense of.
Hands, coming for lunch? Troy's here. Toby's here. Don't be bashful, Toby. It's all good. Rachel Biggio. All right, so tomorrow, lunch and learn at 11 a.m. Andy would like to know how many people are coming so she can actually buy the appropriate amount of lunch. And so there is I know some people have signed up on the Eventbrite, but if you haven't, either sign up on the Eventbrite or let the lovely Samantha know today. Right? Andy, it's going to be around. We already talked about what it's going to be. The morning show, smack me in the back of the head if I get stuck. The morning show, every day, 9 a.m. It's a barn burner. I encourage all to get on there. Also, tech with the lovely Scott Leroy, nurture your database with the email campaigns you choose on the 12th, command overview, Teams website overview for anyone who's interested on the 16th, and opportunities overview on the 17th. The mentee meeting every week, led by Samantha and myself at 12:30. Also Broker Caravan yesterday was fun. There's always properties to see, and you take that information out into the world and share it with your community, and that's what they really want to talk about is fun properties, right? Rachel, you saw some good stuff yesterday.
I saw one house yesterday.
Oh, was that the one you posted?
Yeah,
Oh, it was pretty.
but it was pretty.
It was pretty nice. Where was that?
Sherman Oaks.
Shownotes. Flow coaching every Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Josh and Paul. Also the book club. They met yesterday. It sounded like it was a heated discussion yesterday. Really got into it, huh?
We're having a really good time. We're almost done, so our next meet will be the last 2 chapters. Decide on the next book.
What was the rub yesterday?
No, I mean, the big thing that we were talking about was how people don't really like to show vulnerability. And one chapter in the book, they had a gentleman, a podcast interview, a very successful gentleman, and they kind of showcased and highlighted more of his failures, which offended him, obviously. But days after, he had gotten so much positive feedback. And so it helped us to kind of identify that even though we understand people's success, listening to other people's failures helps us to relate with that individual on a more intimate level. Also helps us to be inspired that things can change. And so that was our big takeaway from one of the chapters. And so, we kind of talked about, we'd love for some of the seasoned, really successful agents to kind of share like their big challenges that they had in the industry, or their biggest challenge in their careers, how they transition from that, because we know who's successful, but we don't know the road that it took to get there, right? And so I think that it would be more inspiring for some of the new, or some of the other agents that are having some struggles.
Know that everyone goes through
Absolutely.
very, very similar experience and how they overcame that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. One is I do think that is a valuable conversation, and two is that you bring up a really good concept is the strength in vulnerable conversation. There is a lot of strength. The guy who got upset about it, he could have, if he took ownership of that process and his ability to overcome and learn and to do all those things, it takes a strong person. It's a display of strength and commitment to your business. So I think there is strength in vulnerable conversations, along with having people see you as authentic and human and being able to relate to you. You're going to have more impact in their lives.
Right. So And another big thing was that understanding that life has their highs and their lows.
Mhm.
And if you have just highs all the time, you'll never be able to truly appreciate and have the gratitude for those highs unless you have the lows. And so that's kind of like what we took away from that, it's like appreciating your lows to really, really understand and be
What they
getting the
are.
gratitude for your highs.
Embracing them.
Yes.
All right, embracing your.
That's where the
Yeah,
growth
nothing,
comes from.
nothing lasts forever, right? The highs don't and the lows don't. And the other thing I think that was probably related to that, I wasn't in the meeting, but, you don't really, if everything goes right, you're not really learning anything.
No.
No.
If you make mistakes, you run into problems, well, that's where you're gonna learn, you're gonna improve, you're gonna get better.
Absolutely.
There was we had I don't know if you were on it, probably at least a year ago on the morning show, and there was a Daily Stoic piece on this, that research shows that people make the assumption that success, money, all that's what makes you happy, but what truly makes people happy is overcoming adversity and moving beyond your failures, and that's the most rewarding feeling that humans experience.
Yeah, and to create like an archetype that is only, is devoid of imperfection or challenge or any of those. It's just not.
Unrealistic.
Yeah,
Well, anyways,
it's not
the
relatable.
book is great. We're having a great time. We're definitely getting some ahas and our takeaways. And you know what? We're almost done with one book and we're moving on to the next book. And it's relatively easy. It's about an hour every other week to get together. And it really gives you the opportunity to discuss what you're reading, but it's like you take away from it, but also how many times have we opened a book and not finished it because we're so distracted, so tired or whatever. But this gives you accountability, and that's what I loved about it, because I was determined, one of my goals of this year was that I wanted to get through a certain amount of books, and I wasn't going to do it on my own because I know myself. And so I felt that this was a great way for me to get the results that I wanted, have some impact, and have a sharing moment with my colleagues.
What's your book goal for the month, for the year?
Oh, let's not get Hey, I went through one. I'm super happy.
Zero judgment. It's one more than mine.
This is an idea for lead generation as well. If you start a book club with friends that, the timing of this, like 1 hour every couple of weeks where you all get together and talk about a book that kind of helps everybody is, I don't know, I like that idea. And I just ordered this book. I'm sorry I haven't been in your book club.
Let's go. All right.
It's good.
Save the date and register. V2 is today. I think that's why we're missing a bunch of people. But we'll be showing it in the training room on the 25th is the next time, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. What day of the week is the 25th? Silly me. What's that?
Isn't that? Oh, it is.
What's that?
No, Gary Keller Square. Today, isn't it today?
Today.
Yeah.
Today.
I did about the first 45
Yeah.
minutes. The last one. It's good. You should-
Yeah. Highly recommended for everyone. Gary, Jay, and Jason are on there, and I think I think we discussed it last week. I think as the awareness becomes greater, that the conversation changes a little.
Yeah, I was on the first 45. I went to the first one. I was on the first 45 minutes of this morning. Gary, I don't think Gary's doing it anymore. It was Jay and Jason, but it did change. I mean, they were hitting some of the same points, but they're updating it based on the feedback that they're getting from the previous one. So it's worth doing multiple times if you can.
It's evolving.
Well, there's only one left, so I guess you can't.
Oh, there'll be more. I'm sure of it. All right. Also, Phil Larchmont. Phil is 1031 Exchange King and a decent guy. He's there. He answers your questions. Not everybody in this field is as approachable as Phil. So that's on Thursday.
Is that May 30th?
30th.
Is this kind of a repeat of the last one, or is this building on the last one? Do you know?
I think it's
that flyer has what he's gonna cover.
marketing materials and contractual
When was he
letters, how
here
to
last?
create new. When was he here last, Charlotte? Charlotte seems
It
to.
wasn't that long ago, that's why, I'll call him.
It was last year.
No,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a year ago.
It
It
does
was,
have a two-part one, because I've seen
Okay.
both, but I
Yeah.
don't know if that one is.
just because there were a lot of people in the last one, I want to make sure that they come if it's building on the last one.
Sure. And that is May 30th. Right. What do we got going? Core services, Andy, in the house.
In the house. Rates are up.
Right.
Can they see me on the camera?
No.
Yeah, they can see you.
You have to stand
Okay.
over there, though.
Okay.
You can stand up.
Do I need to?
You don't need to. Do whatever you like.
Your hair looks so fabulous.
Yeah, exactly.
Rates are up. We got inflation data today. It was higher than anticipated. The goalpost keeps moving. I don't even know what to say. Inflation data is higher. Shelter had a lot to do with it. Vehicle insurance had a large piece to do with it as well.
It's not like the demand for vehicle insurance has gone up, it's just the price has gone up.
Correct. Yep.
So.
Yep. And so although the inflation data strips out food and energy, those things still factor in, right? Transportation, so airline tickets, if the cost of gas goes up, the cost of airline tickets goes up. Then you factor in Boeing took out several fleets of planes, that also drives up airline tickets, right? So all these things factor in, whether they say immediately that food and energy don't factor in, they absolutely do, right? Shelter, we talked about, makes up 40-ish, 45-ish% of the number. Shelter hasn't moved as much as they thought it would. So the next thing we're hanging our hat on is unemployment numbers. The data that came out last week with the jobs report, it showed just over 300,000 jobs created. The deceiving part is the bulk of those were part-time workers.
Yeah, they count them as a full-time employee.
They don't count them as full-time employees, but they count them as a job creation. And the tough part about that is job numbers always get revised. So down the road, we're gonna get a revision on it. And instead of 300,000, it may end up being 215,000. We don't know. And then you factor in these part-time job creations. Eventually, especially if they're seasonal, those jobs go away. So it's misleading. And unfortunately, it's putting major pressure on the bond market. Rates are up significantly. Significantly.
Like what is it right now?
I mean, we had a 60 basis point loss today, which is huge. On a conventional loan, we're over 7%. On a jumbo loan, we're 7.25-ish or higher.
For people with buyers who are in a competitive situation, this might be a good thing. Because, I mean, we looked, Lauren and I ran into each other at an open house yesterday in Silver Lake, where it's gonna go crazy. And it's the same people that were looking at another house a couple weeks ago. It had 27 offers. It was listed at 1.49. It went for over 1.7. Oh my God. This is gonna be the same thing. But this is gonna affect those people if they're getting a loan. I mean,
It's also,
so hang in there with your buyers, because you never know, that deal might fall apart. I mean, I just closed escrow last week on one that was a cash deal and it fell apart, and we swooped in and got it for the price that my buyers wanted. So just because you lose out on that first deal, don't lose that relationship with that listing agent. Check in with them in a couple of weeks, because if they're in a loan and they didn't lock their rate,
Call every week, call every couple of days.
well, that might be.
well, and the other piece, if you have buyers,
Stay connected to it.
you want to make sure that your buyers are in regular contact with their lender, because these interest rates absolutely impact qualifying. If 3 weeks ago they were at 6.875 and now they're at 7.25, that's a big difference and can absolutely impact either A, how much they're bringing in for down payment, or B, it could completely knock them out of the game. They may not be comfortable with the payment, or they may not qualify at all.
And that's
So-
my point, because that approval letter that they have from a couple of weeks ago, which they might have gone into escrow on, might be knocked out.
Unless they lock their rates in before today.
Yeah, I mean, when you're
They
house
haven't gone-
hunting,
This one we're talking about, the one that Lauren and I ran into each other at, hasn't opened escrow yet. So I'm just saying, you
if
know,
somebody's house hunting, they're not locked in on their rate.
Right.
There's a big difference. So that's it. Keep eyes
Hey,
on
tomorrow's
unemployment.
another day, and next week you're
There
gonna
you
come
go.
with some better information, not better information.
I mean, not to be a downer, but it's, I mean, it is what it is.
It's more in the south.
More of
It
the same.
is what it is. But you guys, this reminds me, don't forget to go to Broker's Caravan because you could run into Charlotte and that's fun.
Lauren and I have known each other for a very long time. It's the first time we've run into each other in the house.
And Caravan, we never have clients that really crisscross. That was fun.
That's it. That's all I got tomorrow. Yes.
I was reading about this on the news today. They were saying that that makes the possible rate drop in July iffy.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
They're hinging, the tough part is too, is the feds are looking at inflation numbers, right? And if you look at the actual data, they want to be at 2%. Is 2% even feasible is the first thing. When you factor in the cost of general goods and everything else, is it even possible to get there is the first thing. The second thing is we're not that far off.
2.7 or 2.7.
We ticked up a little bit, like 2.9 maybe. But there's other factors. If all of a sudden they don't start dropping rates and they send the economy into a tailspin, we'll certainly see mortgage rates drop for sure. But unemployment's going to be
A less pretty way.
a big factor. If inflation is still up, it's still costing businesses a lot more money to operate. They're hiring fewer people. They're also letting go of more people. So unemployment is where we're keeping our eyes on.
Did you say that the shelter number is 45%?
Of the core inflation number, correct.
So with the lack of affordable housing and the lack of inventory that we have in real estate.
Shelter makes up a couple of things. It's rents, right? The tough part about shelter though, is there's a lag effect. If somebody goes and rents an apartment, they're not moving in tomorrow and the rent collected isn't registering the next day, right? There's a lag. It could be 30 days, it could be 60 days, it could be 90 days. So there's a lag in rental data for one. Also included in shelter data is lodging away from home. People staying in Airbnbs, people staying in hotels, et cetera. Somebody that makes a reservation today is generally not checking in tomorrow, right? People plan ahead. They're booking Airbnbs and hotels weeks, months, maybe even a year out. Those numbers don't register until the reservation is fulfilled. So the lag on the information and the data is long.
But I guess my point is, take out that vacation piece of it. We're not building enough houses in this country or apartments in this country to cover the needs. So that, to
Which
say,
drives up prices.
yeah, exactly. So to expect that number to be at a 2% increase, if it's such a huge portion of that inflation number, seems irrational.
Well, all of a sudden, if unemployment numbers start to go up, people start traveling less, right? Then you start seeing a difference in transportation inflation. People are buying fewer plane tickets. They're lodging away from home less. Those numbers, so there's other factors in the shelter number that can certainly bring it down. If we look at March, which is what we're looking at, March's data, spring break just happened. People traveled. They made the reservation months and months and months ago. We just got that data. So anyway. Yes.
Always. You're the best. And then there's me.
And then there's me.
There you go.
Fling my
So
hands.
I wish my presentation was as long and detailed, but it's not. It's very short and sweet
Get in
today.
there.
Yes, but a couple things for you guys. I did bring door hangers. I have some with me if anyone's interested. I have a few different ones. I also have the gift certificates for you guys for the people that want these if they're going to be purchasing a home warranty for their clients, and just have these handy if they ever do. So feel free to pick those up. I have notepads in the back if you need paper. And then I have a really cool slide on something that I utilize, maybe not as much as I should. But this, I can send you guys, this is just a little snapshot of it, but this is kind of to help me stay accountable in my own goals, which you guys could use, because again, I'm in the same business of cold calling and setting appointments and following up. So these numbers, and this is digital too, it's an Excel spreadsheet, and it has 12 tabs, so it goes month by month. I know we're in April already, but the first line is target number of calls. Second is the maintenance calls, so that would be follow-up, calling on, things that are in escrow, how many appointments you set for the day, and how many appointments you attended for the day. The last one is more for me, it's open resale orders, but you could change that one out to something that applies to you more, but really all these apply to you guys. And as I said, I have it in an Excel spreadsheet, so you could digitally fill it out daily. So this is a daily accountability checklist on the main 5 things you should be doing every single day. So if you guys want this, it's free. I have it, it's already made for you, even though we're already in April. So feel free to email me and I'll send it over and get it to you guys, and hopefully it'll help you out. Stay on track.
Absolutely should be doing it. Thanks.
So, yep.
You can sit there.
Oh, I like this chair.
All right, agent happenings this week. Birthdays. Whoa. Andrea Lee, Chris Brotman,
Today.
Ryan. Chris Brotman's today? Oh, I have to give him a call. Ryan, you coming up in a couple days. Chrissy Lindgren, Nash Carter, also on, and Andy Boland all have birthdays.
I just get it out. It's my birthday on the 24th.
Yours is in the 20th. Well, that's next week.
Never mind.
Samantha, Duncan's birthday on the 24th.
Don't forget it.
Let's not forget it. Put in a
You would
special
like it.
slide.
Yes.
We have some closed escrows this week. We have Annie and Don Lee on St. Andrew's Place. We have Merlin Costellos, our old NCA on Indiana. Pete Bonacore and Highlander, not to be confused with Highland. And Ian Cherney on Flower. And let's not forget Monique Caulfield on Hepburn. All had some closings this week. Excellent. Some new escrows. Pete on Irving, Christina and Doncher on Marine, also Tracy Pence on 7th, Heidi Davis on Loma, Tiffany on Bedford, and Moon Kim on Multan. Excellent. What did we well,
No, that's mine.
Rachel Vigio on Bedford. New escrow, congratulations, Rachel.
We apparently.
And some leases closed this week. On and Eileen both closed some leases. My favorite, Byron closed another referral in Littlefield, Arizona, wherever that is. Right? There's money to be made all over, right? The more obscure, the better. New listings, single family. Coming soon, Laura Anderson has a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,537 square feet for 1.5229, $1,529,000 on Hayworth, South Hayworth, coming soon. If you have a client, get them in before everyone else. John Barentine, the Barentine Group on Vickland Place in North Hollywood. Have a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,050 square feet for $985,000. Looks like a condo. You waving to me? Okay. John and Chuck also have a property on Sycamore, 1283 South Sycamore, 5 bedrooms, 6 bath, 3,825 square feet. For $2,695,000.
Sounds like a deal.
No, this was a previous listing that they had taken over and they repriced it. So they asked a few of the agents to come over and.
This
get
was
the
the price
one.
opinion.
It's been on a while.
It's been on a while, but it's beautiful.
It's great. It's very, very well done.
Beautiful.
There's another one being built right next door right now. So that's probably suppressing it, at this
Well, the
point.
thing that's being built next
New
door is,
construction.
it's not that it's just new construction, it's a house with an ADU and a junior ADU. So it's got 3 different structures on it. So it almost looks like a multifamily.
Right.
And so that's, I think, the most discouraging for anyone that's really interested. But otherwise, this house itself is
With an
beautiful.
ADU.
Yeah, and this house has an ADU.
This house has an ADU,
ADU,
It has
yeah.
an
and
ADU.
it's new construction also.
No, it's
No,
not.
this is-
She
But it's
got
a
it and
really
renovated.
nice renovation.
Got it and
Yeah.
renovated, but she did a beautiful job with the
Mhm.
finishes.
Excellent.
And it's a great deal for that.
It's a very good deal, yeah.
Huge house.
Construction doesn't last forever, you know what I mean?
No,
Absolutely.
they're not renting it.
Andrew Keller has a property on Somerset, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, 1,459 square feet for 1.250 Somerset.
I know 016, where is that?
What's that?
What's that?
West side,
West Adams.
West Adams. All right, some leases coming up. Christina has one on Serrano. You want to talk about this fabulous apartment?
It's a condo over in the northern part of Koreatown, right by Hollywood. Great location, really quiet street. It's very spacious and very well kept.
There you go. Also, there's a Dae Young Her has a property on Western, 1048 Southwestern. It's 1,489 square feet for $3,800. I'm assuming it's this property right here, right? For commercial lease. Also, Valentine Group has Eastbourne, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1,788 square feet for $7,900. Horace, or as I like to call him, Champ, and Christina and Steve have a property on Rossmore. You want to talk about this one, Christina?
Yeah, first of all, it's virtual stage, so,
That's a virtual staging shot? That's not
Yeah.
bad.
fresh paint, beautiful, large patio with, those,
Big
sliding
open.
glass doors that are pretty wide. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of furniture out there. It's a beautiful unit, beautiful space, lots of character.
What building is it in?
It's in the, what's it called, the Monarch, or the, I forgot what it was called.
If you say so.
It's like a, what do they call that, like a mid-century modern.
Modern one?
Postmodern.
Yeah, I think Angela had.
I was gonna say, we went to
Tiffany.
Broker's
too.
Open
Tiffany had a listing
in there
We
too.
had one. in-
Yeah. Lena Deneroff, she has a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,487 square feet for $6,250 in Culver City on Schaefer. It's like a nice creative space. And then some income properties. The Valentine Group has a 5-unit, 5,000 square foot lot, 2.890 on Euclid in Santa Monica for 5 units. All right, pocket listings coming soon.
I have some.
Could I, so, have a address that just listed, last week, but it didn't come up
Tell us about it.
Friday. So, West Adams, 3 units, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath each. Everything is in good condition, moving ready, 1.4.
They're all vacant now?
One is vacant, one rent is 28, one rent is 25. The lot what's the most interesting thing, at 7,000.
It's a big lot. Yeah, you said the building has been renovated?
It's moving ready, each unit, but to our standards,
Yeah.
we wouldn't necessarily say.
Needs upgrade.
it needs-
Well, I'm trying to look for the
Yeah.
upside, like what's the upside to the new?
The lot and everything would be moving ready. Just, it's not fancy
Sure.
dishes.
It's original.
It's
No.
like, instead of quartz, it's a different kind of stone.
Sure.
So it's just,
Finish
for
issues.
us, yeah.
Got it. What you got, Christine?
So I've got a 1-bedroom at the Evo in South Park, 1155 South Grand. It's about 900 square feet, facing east. It's very well lit, in great condition, and we're rolling that out in a couple of days, and we'll be at, what was that, we're gonna be at 649 for that one. And then I've got one Metropolis, we're rolling that out in a couple of days as well. And that's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's on the 19th floor. What's so particular about this tower too is that the 19th floor has a 10-foot ceilings. So it's that one floor that has high ceilings. So that one, we're rolling that one out at 159 right? Something like that. It's like about 1.6. And that's at Metropolis 2, Tower 2 at 877 Francisco. And then we have another one that's rolling out, and that's going to be in Valley Village. I guess
It's a place.
Yeah, Valley Village. And so that one's going to be at 1.8. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath main house. It's got another 1-bedroom, 1-bath ADU, really spacious. I believe the ADU itself is like probably about like 600 square feet. And it's got a pool. The lot size is like, I want to say it's close to like 9,000 or something like that. It's mid-century modern, super, super adorable. Clients are relocating out of country. And so, that's going to be rolling out as well.
Did you have a price on that? Or
1.8.
range?
What, do you have an address on that?
I do. So the address on Sunny Slope. Stop it.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it, funny. Yes, it was like
Oh,
4 or 5, yeah,
All right.
4 or 5.
I've got a multifamily, 5 units in Mar Vista. It's on Centinela by Venice Boulevard. All the units have been redone. It's fully rented. The rent rolls are good. The mix of units is like there's a 3-in-1, 2-in-2, 2-in-1, 1-in-1, 1-in-1 in the studio. It's a very good mix. What else? Probably about 2.1 is what they would like. They're just
Nicely renovated.
nicely renovated. Yeah, then they did the soft story retrofit, so that's all already done. It's basically, it's like 4 units in the front and then a little like bungalow in the back. They just want to get out because they're very property rich and cash poor.
Yeah, no, if you're looking for something that generates decent revenue and is in decent shape. It's
It's
What's the
great.
cap rate on it?
At a 15 cap rate, it's 2.2. I'm sorry, I was doing the gross rent multiple. That's crazy.
Kind of
Yeah.
amazing.
Amazing, yeah, no, I didn't do
All
the
the
cap
way.
rate, I did the
That's
gross
never
rent
heard
multiple.
of, okay?
Yeah, I can get you the cap rate, I just gotta get the
No,
expenses.
it's okay.
Yeah, I haven't got the expenses.
Yeah, no, even
It
if you
pencils
go
out.
off a gross rent multiplier,
I think he told me it's around 4 or 5, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, but I gotta do the math.
Yeah.
No, it's very good.
Anybody else?
The Sunny Slope address is 5643 Sunny Slope.
I have one. This is Jen. Hi, online. You guys.
Go ahead.
Hi guys. Oh, of course my dog wants to talk now. I am doing an open house this Saturday, 2 to 4 p.m. for a very cute 2-bedroom with den, 2-bath, Hollywood Hills little first floor apartment in the Deep Dell, walking distance to Beechwood Canyon. But I wanted to offer any agents who wanted to come by and take a look at the property itself, because no one has really seen it. And it's going to be going to market early June. It's a 1916 Spanish villa. It has 6 bedrooms, 4 bath. It's on an 18,000 square foot lot, so it's a really big lot. Needs upgrades, but investors who may want to reimagine it and restore it, it could be like a really beautiful estate. So reach out if you have any questions.
What do you think the price range is for sale?
I think it's going to be around 3.3 to 3.5. It's really, really charming. It has a lot of original details, stained glass windows, like sprawling staircase. You know, the even the bathrooms have like been restored. Really, like the piece that's missing is probably the kitchen, but that's not crazy. So I don't think it would take too much to make it really shine and like bring it to its full potential.
Excellent. Thanks, Jen.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you have, Christina?
One coming up this week or within the week is a duplex, Spanish duplex on Crescent Heights near La Jolla or it's on 6th Street near Crescent Heights and La Jolla. One unit is vacant, the bottom unit is going for 1.9. It's going to be coming to market soon. And then there's another one at 6228 Rockcliffe Drive, which is near Lake Hollywood. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I haven't seen it yet, and the price is to be determined. And that's going to be coming to market next week.
Excellent. In Lake Hollywood.
On the Spanish duplex?
4,500 plus. Around there. Yeah.
I might know somebody.
Yeah. Big. It's a great area. Close to Beverly Hills.
Excellent. Anyone else? Pocket listings coming soon. Anybody? Okay. The next thing we have is fill the bucket wants and needs. Now, you know, what do you need?
I need a warehouse.
Warehouse.
So I need a warehouse. It has to be an M1 at the minimum.
Manufacturing.
Yeah, manufacturing zoning, and it can't be near residential because the client, the principal, is going to be owner occupied, and they want to. They have an oil refinery business, and they want it to be somewhere. It could be at closest to the freeway. Any freeway is great. So we're starting from literally from like what is it, Commerce, all the way to Buckeye, Egypt. Can I say that? Okay, all the way to like past like all the way almost to like Victorville. So that's a big stretch of industrial area that we can entertain.
Storage.
It's for an oil refinery.
You're going to build an oil refinery there.
Yeah, they're going to build it. Like it's
big.
Cooking oil refinery. So they refine like the oil from the restaurant.
Okay. That's a little more palatable.
It's not a petroleum.
No. So they're converting cooking oil into
reusable oil.
Into you know, something that can put into a car.
Yes. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. All right, I get that.
Yeah.
So they're converting cooking oil to petroleum oil?
No, not
No.
petroleum. You can't
There's
do
certain-
that.
Yeah, there's certain oils. Don't ask me.
But
the
you
details.
can.
That's kind of fascinating, sorry.
Yeah, you can retool diesel engines
If
to
you
work on,
come
to run on
across an
vegetable oil.
M1 warehouse,
vegetable
we're looking at a
Yeah.
budget of about 2 million.
And your car smells
We're
like French
looking
fries.
just
Oh,
for
yeah.
a really large
Does.
lot.
The exhaust
so
smells like
that's-
French
that's-
fries.
And it could be
does.
all the way in the Inland Empire, preferably in the Inland
Mercedes
Empire.
diesels
So
are
if
great.
you guys tap into that, then
I have.
thank you
How
very
big
much.
of a streets do they need?
The warehouse itself, it could be anywhere from like 3,000 to 5,000 square feet. We can work with that because we could always build more, but the lot has to be at least, we want it to be at least about half an acre.
You're going to buy.
We buy. Yes, sir.
Excellent. Does it have to be improved land, or could
No.
it just be
No.
land
This is land,
with M?
M1. So
M1.
that's the most
All right.
important.
All right, what else? Who else has a want or a need? Anybody? No one? So fulfilled. Anybody online have a want or a need they want to share? I'm not going to ask again. Okay. Fill that bucket, Samantha. Come on.
Good morning. I wanted to fill the bucket for the new agents. Like, I know there's a lot going on with the changes in NAR, and then also you've got all the technology that's new to you and lots of paperwork. And so I just want to acknowledge the new agents for hanging in there. Maritza, I think you're on.
Showing up.
Showing up, hanging in there. We're here to help, and we're trying to smooth out the process for you so that it's just.
Yep.
Thank you, Samantha.
Successful agents, they all started, everybody starts at the same place, right? And to Christina's earlier conversation is, everybody has very similar experiences and challenges and fears and all of those things. And the one thing that I know will get you to where you want to go is showing up, right? I know it sounds like a low bar,
Well,
but
it's showing up, being curious and asking questions.
absolutely.
So for new
All those
agents to be
things.
my ideal new agent, like, quiet.
Charlotte does not mind a lot of questions. And I think
I'm
this
not saying call me.
you opened up the can of worms.
Call
Charlotte.
Joey.
You opened it up. Yes, curiosity is super valuable in life.
Well, I just think education and knowledge as we move forward and you're trying to show your value, like the value squared thing to your clients, it's going to be more and more important. And, so ask questions. So when they
Please.
ask you questions, you have the answers.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, thank you. Thank you, Charlotte. All right, anyone else wants to fill the bucket? Anybody? Okay, you guys, thanks for coming. Thanks for being here.